Welcome, friends. My name's welcome. What? My name's Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Monday giveaways. We're doing a whole bunch of giveaways tonight. 4, 3 for patrons, 1 for anybody and everybody. We do the giveaways at around 11 o'clock. That's just how it works. So either stick around or come back. If you come back, you'll probably miss it and you'll be pissed. So might as well just stick around and suffer through some Q&A. It's going to be great, though. I'm going to answer a bunch of questions. We're going to fly 6 batteries. We haven't flown in a while. I'm bad. I'm the bad. So we're going to fly tonight. 6 batteries. I got a gate set up in a different spot, which could be terrible. Could be good. Probably terrible. And we're going to do all 6 batteries on the Mobula 6 2024 because I just want to keep smashing it and seeing if this new VTX is, AIO is good and durable. Durable is the key. I also have a True RC antenna on it, so you'll get to see it with as good video quality as possible going through the little receiver jib jab. So that's the plan for tonight. If you jump onto the Patreon now or in the next like half an hour, you'll have plenty of time to get in on the 3 Patreon giveaways. There's a $5 a month tier that's going to enter you to win Cinewhoop and toothpick parts. There's a $10 a month tier that's going to put you in to win 3-inch micro brushless and Cinewhoop parts. There's a $20 a month tier that's going to enter you to win. Why is it so hard to say that? 5-inch parts. If you've got $1 a day, you can jump onto a tier that'll put you into all 3 of those. So you'll get entered into all 3 giveaways tonight. The folks that do that are the ones that win an awful lot. And when you win stuff, it's anywhere from like $50 to $100 worth of stuff, and that kind of covers your Patreon for a while. So if you're addicted to gambling, goddamn, I got you covered. Get help. It's not a joking matter. Sorry. For real. Don't be addicted to gambling. Go talk to somebody. It's all good. There's help out there. You'll be somebody will help you out, I promise. Hang on. How did I not have the chat open? What am I doing? What kind of Mickey Mouse shit is going on here? In the chat, who was first? Riot9? Was Riot9 first? Hey, for the record, can you guys behave over on Joshua's stream, please? Just relax. Joshua and Blunty, they're not the enemies. Just chill. Just chill. It's all good. You don't have to get the last word. Just let it be. Just be cool. I don't need Joshua. He hasn't, but I don't need him to be like messaging me after his stream being like, "Yo, get your gang in order. They're messing up my live stream." He's trying to put a show on. Don't go crazy in the chat over there. What are you doing? What are you doing? You're making us look bad. Don't you do it. Don't you make us look bad. It's bad enough we call ourselves a gang. Do whatever you want, but just relax. It's all good. It's people, you know, sometimes people are grumpy, sometimes people make mistakes. Let somebody make mistakes. Let them live. Let the person that cut you off in traffic live. Don't shoot them in their face. They could have something else going on, or they could have just made a mistake. Have you ever been holding something and like it slipped out of your hands? Yeah. You're not perfect either. Just it's all good. We're all in this together. Let's peace and love, my friends. Peace and love. Even if somebody's wrong, it's okay. Let it go. Let it go. This is your sage words of wisdom. Can't think of a word right now. Segment of tonight's live stream. There we go. Just let people live. Live and let live. Okay? Everybody relax. I get it. The Rage Rhino rampages around in my brain sometimes too. And you know. But hey, in life we get opportunities to be a better human being on Earth. And maybe tonight was your opportunity, and you fucked it up, but don't fuck it up next time. There you go. Just chill. Everybody just chill. It's all good. We're just a bunch of fucking meat bags on a round spaceship hurtling through the heavens. We don't know what the hell's going on. Half the world thinks that there aren't aliens. Probably not half. Hopefully not half. Let's just relax. Riot 9 was first. Raging Elite was next. JOI. Oh God. Oh boy. I'm not gonna read that. I'm not gonna read that screen name again on purpose. So you can either change that or you're not getting a shout out. Stavel, Mac FPV, Frank Nicholas, Lucky, Striker, Kilo Zebra, Car Guy for Life, Tongue Out FPV, Matt Norton, Safe Stone, Brandon's Baked Beans, Ethan W, CB FPV, Nasty FPV, Captain Calgary. That's a great name. Captain Calgary. I don't know why I'm laughing at that. That's a fucking solid name right there. Danzel the Terrible. Levi-tated. Is it Levi-tated or is it levitated? You've capitalized Levi. So I'm thinking it's Levi-tated. Maybe your name is Levi. Ant BVTHC. Freelojo. Free range chicken. Freelojo and free range chicken right next to each other. Go figure. Northern Tier. Sleepy CBR. Sleepy CBR. You going to Rampage this year? Curtis Hayes. Fun Per Volt. Nate Adams. Riot 9. Ram Donko, CMYK FPV, Matt Norton, Curtis Hayes, YouTube just did the thing. Scrolling back up. Nate Adams again, Ram Donko, Fun Per Volt, Bob Bruce. Yeah, see, this is why it's not a joke. Levi Tated says, gambling ruined my parents, don't gamble. Yeah, don't, for real. I should probably not make that joke. It's not a joke, it's bad. Striker 60 FPS King. Now we're talking 60 FPS King. There's a YouTube. We got some good YouTube names tonight. Iric Gretboy Toft. What's up, brother? I can't speak. My job is to speak, but I can't speak. Newt McFly. Bo Weber. Stavel. Car Guy for Life. Jackalope FPV is in the house. What's up, homie? Curtis Hayes. Mattio FPV. Captain Calgary again. Ethan W. YouTube did the thing again. YouTube, man, you're just making my life miserable tonight. Thank you so much. Newt McFly, JP Spin FPV, Forktail Devil, Timmons, Metal Dirtskin, 661 FPV, Bob Bruce, Adam Weston, Scott FPV, Striker. I think I got everybody. If I didn't get you, that must feel terrible. I got everybody else but you. Damn, I must really hate you. I don't. I swear. If you want to talk directly to me in the chat, all you got to do is type CiottiFPV. If you do that, it'll light up for me in orange. If you don't do that, I won't read your comment, and you'll just be speaking to no one. And that sucks. Maybe somebody else will read it and realize that you meant to tag me, and then they will copy and paste your comment and they'll properly tag me, but probably not. You'll probably just not get the answer to your question and you'll be sad. So, you know, don't do that. Remember to type CiottiFPV at some point in your comment and it'll light up an orange, like CBFPV did. He says, how much of a difference would it make if you put Freestyle props on a Cinewhoop? Basically, there are no benefits, and this is a great question, actually. And you are going to have a setup that's louder than it needs to be, and it's going to be down on power. You might get a little bit of efficiency because you're going to be on like a 3-bladed propeller versus most Cinewhoop props are 5. 5 seems to be the sweet spot, bladed. I mean, there are 3-bladed Cinewhoop props, that's for sure. And they'll be about the same noise level as a Freestyle prop. This is a really good question. So let's talk about it. Like, what's the difference in like design philosophy? Boy, does that sound douchey. Between a Cinewhoop propeller and a Freestyle propeller. Basically, the Cinewhoop propeller is specifically designed to run around inside of a duct. So think of this. So here's the propeller, and then here's one side of the duct, right? The duct wraps around, but just think about it like this. A propeller comes through the air, and it creates a high-pressure zone on top, and a high-pressure zone on top, and low-pressure zone. A low-pressure zone on top and a high-pressure zone on bottom. So the air molecules on the top of the propeller are farther apart. On the bottom of the propeller, they're closer together. And so a Cinewhoop propeller has the advantage of this duct here, this physical piece of plastic, or TPU, hopefully plastic. And so when that propeller runs around the inside of the... Actually, I should put my fingers more like this because the end of the Cinewhoop propellers are flat. The reason why they're flat is because they want to run around the duct as close as possible. And where they gain some efficiency is that this physical piece of plastic here is going to separate the high and the low pressure zones on the top and the bottom of the propeller. When those high and low pressure zones meet, it creates turbulence. And a Freestyle propeller, the end of the blade looks much more like this. The end of the tip of the blade is designed to mix those high and low pressure zones in a way that's as efficient as possible, but also in a way that will travel through the air in a manner that will not create... They spend a lot of time designing the tips of Freestyle propellers so that they can cut through the air at all different angles of attack, right? Like we fly these things like this and like this and like that and like that and like that, right? So the propellers have to deal with incoming air from all different angles. And so a lot of the advancements in FPV propellers over the last 8, 9, 10 years have been from figuring out the tip of the propeller, how to design it in a way that it can handle all of that weird, awkward directionality of the air coming in, without it causing like weird turbulence and making the blade flex, or just it needs to cut through the air in a way that is efficient as possible. And yeah, like the propellers from 5-6 years ago fly drastically different than the ones today. And it feels like that's a big part of the equation. It's not just the tip, it's the whole length of the blade, right? Like most of the blades now have like varying pitch going on. You'll see like the thickness of the blade changed from the base to the tip. They all shut up. Don't. They've also done a lot of work with making the propellers more durable. Durability is a big deal. But yeah, Freestyle propellers are specifically designed to directly cut through the air as cleanly and efficiently as possible and create the least amount of turbulence, both just from the high and low pressure zones meeting, but also from all of this weird incoming air from all crazy different angles. Cinewhoop propellers don't have to deal with any of that because they've got the duct to do all that. All that incoming air hits the duct. So all the propeller needs to do is separate those high and low pressure zones to create as much thrust as possible. So it's like a completely different sort of design principle with a Cinewhoop propeller, and that's why they look so drastically different. And they're basically just cut off. It's like a regular propeller, but you cut the tip off. And the reason that you can do that, stop it! The reason you can do that is because it's going to run along inside that duct, and the duct is what's going to separate those pressure zones. If you really want to dig into this stuff. And the reason why I have some idea of what's going on with this stuff is that motorsport, automobile aerodynamics, some of these principles apply, mainly like with the rear wings on cars, although now they're starting to incorporate this into the front splitters, which is kind of insane. But the rear wings on cars are just an upside-down propeller blade because they want to create downforce. We want to create lift. And they do all this work with the end plates on the end of the of car wings, and it's just like fascinating stuff. And I had a buddy back when I lived in New Jersey, and I was super into motorsport, who went on to actually run a build and now runs a wing company called AJ Hartman Aero, I guess. I think he's changed the name though recently, but and yeah, he did a bunch of the work. We did a bunch of the work on my Mustang Cobra together, and we would just talk about it. We would just talk a lot about aero, and he was very successful in a racing series called American Iron, which is basically just muscle cars on racetracks where you actually have to turn the steering wheel in more than just one direction, and he was very successful in that series with a car that had much less horsepower than everybody else because he was much lighter, which certainly helped, but also because his aero package on the car was just phenomenal. He really knew his stuff, and I learned a lot from him, and it's really, really, really cool stuff. And the way that the end plates on the wing work is they're so the air kind of stacks up on the top of the wing, and then it wants to spill out off the sides of the wing. So you put these end plates on there to kind of hold the air in, but like you don't want to hold it all in. So like one of the things that he actually stole from F1 Aero was like putting little vents in the end plates. And then you can also alter the size of the end plate. How tall is the end plate? How deep is the end plate? And it's really cool stuff. Aerodynamics are something that I find to be incredibly fascinating, mainly because it's so confusing. Like it's invisible, right? Like the big problem is that like we can't see air, so it's really hard. It's been made way easier with CFD stuff nowadays, but back then, I mean, I'm going back like 20 years. We didn't really have. There was CFD stuff, but it wasn't available to mere mortals. It was like in big money race car teams had access to it, but you can just look at what those guys do and then copy them, and to some extent you get a lot of performance out of that. But yeah, great question, dude. Curtis Hayes says building a Beaver right now. Oh no, don't tell CiottiFPV it's an Armattan. Armattan Beaver, huh? I haven't heard of that one. Armattan Beaver. I'm on board with Armattan now that they're not being run by a person that refuses to live in the real world that the rest of us are in. And I can see here already that the Beaver has removable arms, which is a massive step. I don't know about most, but a lot of Armattan frames are a unibody, which is an awful idea. So the fact that it has removable arms is a massive jump up for them. And then it's also got the carbon fiber weave going the correct direction on the arms. The guy that bought Armattan off of Chris, Derek, is someone with a brain, and it's amazing. So yeah, Armattan is fine by me now. As long as you're willing to live in the real universe that I'm in here, I'm pretty cool with you. As long as you're not like murdering children or anything. Danzel the Terrible says, heyo. Freeload, you're dropping the Patreon link. Thank you, dude. Right9 says, Striker, you ask me, and then I tag CiottiFPV, and he eventually gets to it in 3 hours' time. Freelojo says, to ask, just tag at CiottiFPV, or just type CiottiFPV. CMYK says, what's up, gangly gang? Striker says, hey, Ciotti, first stream I've been able to make it to high from the Florida Keys. What stator volume do you recommend for 3.5 inch? It depends, Striker. I mean, 3.5 inch propeller, the tri-blade, so I'm going to make a bunch of assumptions here. I'm going to assume that it's a freestyle rig. For the record, if you guys are going to ask a question like this, I can make a bunch of these assumptions and maybe I'll get them right, but I might get them wrong. So if you include the list of stuff that I'm about to tell you that I'm going to assume in your question, it's going to help me a ton, right? This is not me trashing on you in any way, Striker. Everybody does this. It's not just you at all. But here are the assumptions that I'm going to make. I'm going to assume that you're building a freestyle rig. I'm going to assume that your all-up weight is going to be somewhere around 250 to 300 grams. And I'm going to assume that you want a tri-bladed propeller. The props that are available that hit those, that will cover those things, you're going to want a motor anywhere from 1404. That is going to be a little bit small, but there are lower pitch propellers, and I don't know, maybe you're building a lighter weight rig. So anywhere from 1404 up to about 1804. You can just go to Google and type in like volume of a cylinder and then just drop those motor measurements in. It'll give you the actual stator volume. But yeah, that's sort of the range when it comes to 3.5 inch propellers. 1404 is going to really struggle with a 3.5 inch propeller. So you would want to go with the lowest pitch, lightest weight, or tri-blade, or maybe even drop down to a bi-blade. That would be something where you could do, it would be able to power comfortably like a 200 to 220 to maybe up to like 250 gram rig. If you're looking for something, if you're looking to do a build that's beefier or the frame is heavier and it's going to be 250 plus grams, 300, 350 even. And for the record, a 3.5 inch prop build, it feels best. It feels closest to the flight performance of a 5 inch rig, which basically is like perfect, right? Like the 5 inch builds that are 600 to 700 grams, that's basically perfect. Those are the types of builds and the flight dynamics that we've thrown more FPV pilot R&D hours at than every single other size combined, right? So like that's pretty much as close to perfect as it's going to be, which is why it's so easy to just say like flies like a when anytime anything flies good, everybody just says, wow, this flies like a 5 inch, which is insane because nothing flies like a 5 inch other than a 5 inch. But flies like a 5 inch has just become this series of words that means that this thing flies really good. When I say it, it's actually like what I'm getting at is that, and one of the things that I've tried to do over many years is set builds up to actually fly as close as possible to a 5 inch. And the main thing that you can do with builds to get them to, let me take a step back. The reason that I've spent so much time and effort doing that is because I don't want to have a separate muscle memory in my brain for a 5 inch rig, a 4 inch rig, a 3.5 inch rig, a 3 inch rig, a 2.5 inch rig, a 2 inch rig, a 1.6 inch rig, a 1.2 inch rig. Like, I want to try to actually get all of these different builds that I've got all over the goddamn place to fly as close to that flight experience as possible, so that when I go out and fly a 2.5 inch rig, I don't have to spend like 4 or 5 batteries adjusting and remembering how that rig flies. I want it to be as close as possible in terms of the actual flight dynamics. Now, how do we do that? The main way that we do that is by balancing the propeller size, because the propellers are like a big ass parachute. They're always spinning. So no matter what orientation the quad is in, the propellers are spinning. And by them spinning, they're going to have they're going to be a physical barrier to the incoming air, but also they punch a hole, they punch a little cone above and below the air. Above the air, they've got a low pressure zone. Below the, above the propeller, they've got a low pressure zone. Below the propeller, they've got a high pressure zone. So regardless of the orientation of that rig moving through the air, it's like, the quad is like this box of disrupted air. So as soon as you come off the throttle, or when you're on the throttle, the quad is always disturbing this big area of air that is set by this, mainly by the size of the propellers, right? Bigger propeller is going to make a bigger hole in the air, both sideways, upside down, backwards, right side up, upside down, right? So the propeller size has a lot to do with that. And then the other thing that's super important is the weight. So the ratio of propeller size to weight is incredibly important. And if you want to try and so I've designed all of my rigs to try to fly like these guys, because they fly the best and they carry GoPros and they make the wildest footage, right? And they just fly the best. So if I can, like, in the process of trying to make every single different prop size fly like that, they end up flying really good, which, bonus. But really, what I was trying to do is just have these things be as similar as possible, so I can go from a tiny whoop to a glide, 5-inch, and not have a massive adjustment period. Is there going to be an adjustment period? Absolutely, but I want it to be as small and quick as possible so that I can start flying good. Because when you do that, when you switch rigs, there are a couple of batteries where you're not flying all that good. And like, if you constantly go out and spend like 2-3 hours flying, that's not that big of a deal. That ain't me. Like, I can get out and fly for like an hour, maybe 2 max. And I want that to be as much fun as possible. Right? It's not fun adjusting because you're flying like crap during that time period. So yeah, it's more fun this way, and I fly better, and the footage that I get out of it looks a lot better. So all of that background to let you know that a 3.5-inch propeller, if you want it to fly as close to these guys as possible, you're going to want to be above 250 grams. You're going to want to be between 250 and 350 grams. Where you are in that range is going to kind of depend on what these guys weigh. If you're flying if you're used to an 800 gram 5-inch build, then you're going to want your 3.5-inch build to be like 350 grams, like on the higher end of this. If you fly nice lightweight 600, 605, 610 gram rigs like I do, you can be on the lower end of that, 250. Really though, like with a 3.5-inch prop, I don't really like them at 250. I like them at about 280. To each his or her own, but yeah, and the easiest way to kind of judge this is by the float. When you throw it up in the air and you jump off the throttle, how long does it take to come down? What's that float feel like? And then the other big thing is like how much momentum will it carry? If you're trying to throw it up over an object, a tree, for example, a rig that is, so like a 3.5-inch rig that's only 250 grams, if you go to throw it up over a tree, it's going to go, and it's going to fall down into the tree. It just doesn't have the mass. The propellers are relatively big for the mass. So as soon as you come off the throttle, those big ass propellers are a big parachute, and it doesn't have that mass, that energy to keep it going. So it just slows down and it feels like it stops, and it won't clear that tree. You can fix that problem by throwing it over a smaller tree. This is something that like I don't know if I've ever heard anybody else talk about, which is basically that like each different propeller size and all up weight is going to have like a location that you fly that's kind of perfect for it. So it's sort of the right tool for the job situation, right? Like these guys are for hurling across football fields. Like if you've got a big spot that you can fly where there's no risk of people coming, 5-inch rig all day for sure. Flight dynamics are wild. You can carry a GoPro around, get beautiful footage, super fun to fly. Sure, a little bit baby blender-ish, but like if you're in a safe spot where there's not going to be people walking around, you're only really putting yourself at risk. Whereas like if you've got a smaller spot, like a smaller parking lot, right? A 3.5-inch rig might be the perfect kind of thing for that. If you're flying around in your house, tiny whoops, right? Like there's a right sized propeller and all up weight for each different location that you kind of fly at. And that's one of the really cool things about building a couple of different sized micros, is that you can fly a 2.5-inch toothpick in front of your house and it's like the perfect size. You can fly a tiny whoop inside the house, and then you can go to a big spot with a 5-inch rig, or like a medium-sized spot for a 3.5-inch or a 3-inch rig. So yeah, there you go, my friend. Big long answer to a short little question. Where are we at here? Good question, by the way. Matt Norton says, where can I find 1.5 millimeter high KV for 75 millimeter? The highest KV you're going to find at the moment is 0802 27,000 kV. They are the Tiny Whoop iGow special edition motors, and unfortunately they're sold out right now. I don't think any of the 802 1.5 mil shaft motors are in stock at the moment. I'm sure that they're on order. They'll be in sooner than later. Go to Tiny Whoop's website and put your email address in, and then notify me when these are in stock, and you'll hopefully get them sooner than later. Nate Adams says, did you get your mitts on the 2024 Mobula 6 HDZero? I did not, and I don't know if I really will. I've done the HDZero thing. It doesn't impress me. I've got a Walksnail 65 millimeter build. And, well, actually I don't. I need to rebuild it. But I've done a lot of content on the channel about that. And then I have this one. So, like, this guy is my opportunity to run this AIO into the ground and see how long it lasts. I don't necessarily feel right asking Happy Model to send me the HDZero one, because I'm just going to hate the fact that it has HDZero, and then the power to weight ratio, I already kind of know where it's going to be. So yeah, like if I ask for somebody to send me something, I want it to be something different. I'm not having them just send it so that I can get clickbait. I'm not a very good YouTuber because of that. But that's okay. I think I'm just trying to be fair here. So yeah, I don't really have any interest in it. There's nothing wrong with it. If you've got HDZero goggles and you don't have Walksnail goggles, do it. It's really cool to have a digital system on a Tiny Whoop. It's really, really, really neat. I think Walksnail is better in pretty much every way, other than racing. Okay, so if you're a racer, yeah, it's super cool. Although I don't know why you would do that. You should go analog for racing. But yeah, it is very cool. But to me, Walksnail is better in pretty much every way. Like in the grand scheme of things, if you're going to add 5 or 6 grams to a Tiny Whoop and kind of wreck the way that it flies, you might as well have really good video quality coming out of it. So the HDZero thing, I don't quite get it. It's a great system, and for racers, it's phenomenal. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just that for me personally, I think Walksnail kind of kicks its ass in a lot of different ways. To me, it's like analog for like ultimate lightweight and cheap. And then if I'm going to spend the money, it's going to be Walksnail for really good video quality, and range as well. HDZero is in this kind of middle ground, which personally I just can't. I can't love it. I want to, because it's an amazing system and I love that it exists. And it breaks up like analog, which I actually really prefer to and it's locked latency. There's a lot of things that I like about it, but it just doesn't do anything for me. Like I don't like the quality of the footage coming out of it. Anywhere near as much as Walksnail. The range seems nowhere. Yeah, we've talked about it to death. I'm not going to beat this horse into the ground anymore. It's a great system, though. I absolutely love that it exists, and for some people, it's the perfect system. I'm just not that person, and that's okay. That's okay, right? It's great that we have all these different options so that you can get the exact right thing. We're very lucky. Brandon's White Beans dropping the CiottiFPV.com link. Thank you, dude. CiottiFPV.com is where you can go to support me. The Patreon link is on there. There's an Etsy store with some fun stuff. There's a Teespring store with some fun stuff. I'm not wearing a Teespring shirt right now. I've worn this shirt recently on a stream. I try not to do that so that I don't look like a scumbag. But I did shower today, I promise. I just forgot to put on a different shirt. There's a bunch of affiliate links. Look, it's 2024, my friends. If you're not using affiliate links when you check out on websites, you're hurting. That's mean. Yeah, look, you can help content creators for free. Affiliate links don't affect you in any way, and some content creator is going to get 1 to 6% of your entire order total. And like, if a whole bunch of people do that, it makes a big difference, and then they can keep making content for you to watch here on YouTube for free. So like, really, really, really try. It's just free money, yo. It's literally free money. And all you have to do is hit someone's link before you check out. You can change your bookmarks to a bunch of different websites to someone's affiliate link, and then when you click the bookmark, every single time you click the bookmark, it puts their code into your cart, and you don't even have to worry about it. It's not a persistent thing. Like, you click somebody's affiliate link, it puts their code in your cart. When you check out, it wipes that code out. So you have to keep hitting affiliate links over and over and over again, which is why it's kind of good to change your bookmarks over. Or if you're like me and you just type like GET and then your URL bar finishes get FPV, you could type GET and then there's an option to remove that suggestion, and then hit my get FPV affiliate link a couple times, and then from then on, when you type GET, it'll think that you want to go to my affiliate link, and then you don't even have to worry about it. There you go. That's how you support people that you like to watch their content on YouTube. Denzel Terrible says, we were behaving and chill. Blunty went off for no reason. Look, maybe he was having a bad day. Whatever. We're all allowed to make mistakes. I don't like it either, but we've all made mistakes, and let's just let it go. I know it sucks, man. I believe me, I know, and I'm not good at it. I'm not good at it when people, when I feel like I'm not being heard or, being mistreated or whatever. It sucks, but look, we all make mistakes. Let's just try to move forward. I don't know. I don't have an answer, but those guys are working hard, and they're allowed to not have a great day. And it sucks that someone else has to get blasted because of it, but it's life, I guess. I don't know. I don't have the answer. CMYK dropping the CiottiFPV.com link as well. Thank you, dude. 60 FPS King says, did you make the toothpick page on FPV Know-It-All? I think so. Let me take a quick look. That might have been one of the ones I did a long time ago. Yep. There you go. Tells you right there. Thanks to Aaron Ciotti for helping pick the parts for this list. This is getting... Wait a second. What? Did I... Oh, no. I hit Cinewhoop. Sorry. Toothpick. I helped with this page, but I did not write the copy. The copy on this page was written by Joshua. I helped him pick all the components, though. And we did this early on, like early last year. So yeah, there might be some stuff that's out of date. It looks pretty up. Yeah, no, there's a couple things that are out of date. You can always just do, like a Control F and then search for Ciotti. And yeah, my name will come up a bunch of times. But yeah, I helped him pick the components there. Irix says, I'm going to tell Josh you were talking about him. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Riot9 says, okay, I'm not perfect, but if you want to see perfectly formed, DM. Is that like poop? Perfectly formed poop? No, I do not want to see that. Bo Weber says, what's up, CiottiFPV and the Gangly Gang? What's up, dude? Car Guy for Life says, you're so wholesome, dude. One of the main things that draws me to the stream. I assume that's, at 10:05 I was saying something horrible. Curtis Hayes says, is it okay to mount a GPS inside your frame right behind your camera, opposite end from XT60 ELRS VTX, instead of on a TPU dongle? Almost certainly not, Curtis Hayes. Carbon fiber is an excellent blocker of RF, right? Which is why we never want to put antennas on the inside of frames. GPS, it's not RF, but it's probably similar enough where I do not think that you would get very good, very many satellites doing that. It really feels like you need to get it outside, away from as much as possible, to get as many sats as possible. So yeah, I'm gonna say probably not. In fairness, though, I actually don't have GPS on anything, so I've never done it. But I would never do that. If I do have a couple rigs that are wired up for GPS, I just have to put it on there and go into Betaflight and do the things. But yeah, I would never do that. I would never put a GPS inside of carbon fiber, because yeah, carbon is just really good at blocking stuff. Striker says, a bunch of meat bags that like to put glasses on and do flippy floppies in the sky with 4 propeller flying machines. Yeah, indeed. Indeed. What would the aliens say if they saw us doing these weird things? YouTube did the thing. I'm having to scroll way back up. Kevin Allen says, it's not just the tips, CiottiFPV. Striker says, I'm going to be here every stream now. This is great. Thank you, dude. Michael W. Blade says, what's good? Many things, my man. Many, many, many things are good. Kevin Sumner says, why are 3D props blunt-nosed? That's a really good question. I would love to know the answer to that as well. What I can tell you is that Cinewhoop propellers, in like very not scientific testing, Cinewhoop propellers, which look nothing like the 3D propellers that we've got, make 30%. If you spin them backwards, 3D mode, they make 30% of the thrust that they do when you spin them the right direction. So yeah, there's something about my assumption. So it's symmetrical versus asymmetrical. Most of our regular propellers are asymmetrical. They only really are designed to spin one direction. 3D propellers are symmetrical. They're designed to spin both directions. And so, yeah, the propeller manufacturers have obviously just done a lot of fancy shit to make most of our propellers work really well when they're sweeping through the air in one direction. And so, yeah, when you spin in the opposite direction, they're a mess. So when you see like the 3D props are blunt-nosed, I'm assuming it's just because like you wouldn't want the leading edge to be on one side or the other, because then it's going to make it perform really well in one direction than the other. One of the other things that's kind of cool that happens with propellers, I've got these giant 7-inch propellers floating around that I need to start using for when we talk about props. You'll always kind of notice that like the trailing edge. So this propeller is gonna spin this. It's gonna spin this. Nope, it's gonna spin this direction, right? This direction. So you'll always notice with a propeller that the tailing edge in OBS, everything is backwards for the record. That's why I couldn't figure that out just now. The trailing edge always has the last little bit of material. And what's happening with the high and the low pressure zone and the high pressure zone of this propeller is they kind of get thrown off towards the outside, and then they mix. And one of the things that happens is they make a little vortex. Usually what happens is that the air... Hang on, give me a second. It comes up. The high pressure zone, I believe it comes up. The high pressure zone comes up, and then it does this. And that's actually a really big problem because that's considered turbulent air. We really don't want that. So it makes this little tip vortex. If you've ever flown on an airline, you'll notice that the end of the airplane wing sweeps up like this. And that's the same thing as the end plates on not the same, very similar theory to the end plates on a wing on a car. It's trying to manage that tip vortex. we can't really do that on these because we're sending these propellers through the air in all these weird directions. So if we had an up, if we took the end of the propeller and went up like that, it would fly terrible. It'd fly like a Cinewhoop, right? Airplane wings, they just track straight, right? Hopefully. They just track straight, so you can get away with that. They're never really doing this more than a couple degrees of rudder. And so, yeah, with our propellers, what happens is you get this little tip vortex, and then the next blade comes right around, and if the next blade gets into that dirty air, there's a big loss in efficiency. This is one of the big reasons that bigger propellers are more efficient, because there's more space in between each prop. So that tip vortex has more room to dissipate so that when the next propeller comes around, it can hopefully get into nice clean air. It's why Cinewhoop propellers are so it's one of the biggest things that we've had to overcome with smaller and smaller and smaller FPV rigs, is that the propellers become much less efficient because the tips of the props get closer and closer and closer together as the prop gets smaller. And so, yeah, on an asymmetrical propeller, there's almost always a little bit of extra material here to smooth the high and low pressure zones as they dump off the end of the propeller, so that the tip vortex is not as violent. On a 3D propeller, though, if you then spin this thing the wrong direction, it's going to make that situation a lot worse. So it really makes sense that a 3D propeller is going to have that blunt nose where there is no leading and trailing edge, because it has to spin in both directions. So I guess, this is where, I believe this is where the majority of the inefficiency comes from on a propeller, is the tip, because that's down the length of the propeller, you've got the physical plastic to separate those high and low pressure zones, right? This propeller blade is coming through into relatively clean air, and then, yeah, the plastic is going to separate those, but out here, that separation goes to hell, and you've got to mix those high and low pressure zones. So, yeah, now that I've kind of talked through it, that would totally make sense why 3D props are blunt nosed, because that's where the majority of that inefficiency is going to come from. A good question, brother. Car Guy for Life says, replace the valve cover gasket on my 98 Honda CRV today. Woo, car stuff. That sounds terrible. I hate pulling valve covers. I'm just always afraid what's going to be in there, and then like having to redo the gasket's a pain in the ass, and there's like, usually 12 screws, and on every car that I've ever had, something's going to be stripped or rusted to death. I should just buy cars that aren't so goddamn old, but 90s cars forever, my friends. I did car things today too, but it was just washing them. I washed both Maggie's and my cars. I did also, though, try an Instagram trick for cleaning floor mats, which just blew my tits off. I gotta be honest. What are they called? Scrubber brushes drill mount. Maybe that'll find it. Goddamn right it will. This piece, this thing right here, this guy, if you put this on your drill and you hold that sumbitch sideways, you take your floor mat and you lay your floor mat down, and you put that guy on your drill, and you hold that fucker sideways like this, so it's spinning like this, and you run it up and down your floor mat, I'll be goddamned if it doesn't clean the shit out of your floor mats. All those little pieces of shit that are like down in the little bristles, it just lifts them right out. Your floor mats will never look as clean as they do after you run that thing. Just be careful if you've got like on my car, it has like Mazda 2 in like nice fancy lettering. It's a little hard on that, so be careful when you get to the fancy lettering. But yeah, that little thing is awesome. These little kits, dude, these kits are amazing. This is the kit that you want, though, because this kit comes with these Scotch-Brite bastards, and you can clean. You could clean, I don't know, something that's hard to clean with these. And then these polishing pads are really good for polishing. Thus the name polishing pads. This little kit is fantastic. You'll love this little kit. And it's $23! What the hell? Get this kit, yo. Get this kit. You can clean your toilets and your floor mats with this guy. You can clean your entire bathroom with these bastards. These will just rip the tits right off your oven. These guys will polish stuff, and then these little guys will do other things. Best $24 you'll ever spend, I promise. Some guy FPV with a $10 super chat. Thank you so much, homie. But he retracted his message. I'm incredibly curious what it is. What it was, I should say. Maybe it was something awful. Or maybe it was something we already talked about. Thank you, some car guy. Much appreciated. And not some car guys, just some guy. Some guy FPV. Thank you, dude. Very cool of you. Bob Bruce says, I may be ordering a Beaver. You and me both. And taking a tour of their new shop next time I have time, and I'm in Roseburg. That's very cool. Tell him I say hello. Some guy FPV says, I sent a super chat and I accidentally deleted it. Tag me and tell me what you were going to say. Ola FPV says, any suggestions for a good preset tune for a BetaFPV Beta 95X V3 Cinewhoop? Preset tunes, in my opinion, are bad, Ola, and you should not use them. Tuning is incredibly simple nowadays in beta flight. At the absolute most basic, if you're absolutely terrified of everything and you can't possibly handle 2 sliders and you can only handle 1 single slider, the very last one is called the master multiplier slider. You can, if you fly the rig and it's not making weird noises and the motors aren't getting hot, the way that you test that is you take the rig off, you hover it for 10 seconds, you land it, you touch the motors. If they're not burning hot, you take it back off, you fly it around a little bit, push it a little bit harder, land it, touch as quick as you can, touch the motors. If they're not boiling hot, you're good to go. If that's the case, you take that master multiplier and you move it up from 1.0 to 1.2. You fly it again, make sure it's not doing anything weird, make sure the motors aren't getting hot. You move it up to 1.4. You fly it around. You keep doing that. At some point, the quad's going to sound weird or the motors are going to get hot. That means you've gone too far. You back it off a little bit and you're done. That right there is 1,000 times better than using some random preset tune from some stranger on the internet for his specific quad that has nothing to do with you or your quad or your build or how you fly or where you fly or how often you crash or how long you leave your specific motors and propellers on before you change them, because maybe you don't want to change them a lot or maybe you want to change them all the time. Preset tunes are no good. Preset tunes are perfect for that specific person that made it and his specific quad that he did that tune on. You're not that person, and you do not have that exact quad. Even if you do have that exact quad, you're not that person. So yeah, down with preset tunes as far as I'm concerned. It's so easy. That master multiplier slider makes everything so simple. If you can handle more than 1 slider, you take the first 2 sliders, the D gain and the P and I gain slider, and you do the exact same thing, but what you want to understand is that D gain... What was that? I got it, whatever it was. Now you're dead. Fly around me and you die. That's how it works. Even quads, that works that same way. D gain is what does pretty much all of the work in terms of like eating prop wash. And it also makes the quad feel a little bit more solid in the air, less jittery. More like sort of in control. Your footage is going to look a lot better with extra D gain. So what you do is you take that very first slider, you do the same thing, make sure the motors aren't getting hot. You take that very first D gain slider, you move it from 1.0 to 1.2. Fly it, make sure all is well. Then you take the D gain slider, you go to 1.4, and you take the P and I slider and you go to 1.2. That ratio of like the D gain slider being 0.2 in front of the P and I gain slider, it just flies really nice and it eats prop wash, and it's just, on so many rigs I've found that to be like the magical sort of combination. There's lots of info on PID tuning. You can certainly learn how to custom set these things using black box or just tuning by ear. But like this little system that I'm describing has worked wonders for so many different rigs, and I've turned so many people onto it, and they've been really, really happy with it. And you just keep that little ratio, and you just keep going up until the quad starts making funny noises, and or the motors are getting hot, and then you just back it off, and that's it. And now your tune is like 95% perfect right now, today. You go and you fly that rig a bunch, and you start smashing the motors and the frame and the propellers up, and now all of a sudden your motors are getting a little bit too hot, or maybe it's starting to make funny noises. You know what to do. You pull those sliders down a little bit, and all is right with the world. Eventually, if you switch the motors out, then you can push those sliders back up. This is another thing that the presets don't do. They don't give you any confidence whatsoever to alter the tune on your rig, which is criminal because it's so easy. It's either one single slider or two sliders, and that's going to get a tune that's just so much better than some random preset. And it's also going to give you the confidence to change your tune when you need to change it or when it makes sense to change it. If you load a preset tune that's really aggressive, when you start to crash, you're going to potentially blow up an ESC, cook a motor, or lose the entire rig because the tune is really aggressive, and now the motors and the propellers are banged up, which puts a bunch of vibrations in, and because the tune is so aggressive, it can't handle those extra vibrations, and you don't know what the hell to do because you just flashed the jib-jab karate tune on, and you have no confidence and no understanding of what's happening here. So taking 2 minutes to do a quick custom tune with these sliders that you can even access in the OSD. You don't even have to go into Betaflight. You just need to put the little stick command in to pop into your OSD, and there's a simplified tuning menu with the sliders there, and they're number based, but you can handle that. 1.0 to 1.2, bang, go. All's well. 1.4, 1.2, go. 1.6, 1.4, go. Oh, it's starting to make funny noises. Word, back it off. All set. Crash a whole bunch. Oh shit, the motors are getting hot. It's making a funny noise. I remember that. I remember what Ciotti said. Back them off a little bit because I'm not ordering motors for another couple of weeks. Away you go. Cool? Great question, brother. Thank you for asking that. If I could talk about that on every single stream, I would, because it's super important and it's super simple, man. The Betaflight devs have made it so easy for us. Let's use that and take advantage of a completely customized tune for every single rig that you've got, regardless of what it is, regardless of how big, how small it is. Tuning works almost exactly the same from a Cinelifter all the way down to a Cinewhoop. There are definitely some intricacies there, but if you follow that like super simple tuning method on pretty much everything other than like a massive 10-inch lifter, you're going to be able to get your tune to like 90% perfect, which is way better than any preset will ever get, in my opinion. Striker says it's going to be 300 grams-ish, chonker powerful freestyle build on tri-blades. I was going to get a Voldor frame, but then the Siren F35 split came out, and now I want that. Very cool. So yeah, I took some pretty good guesses, and yeah, we good. CiottiFPV says, yo, how do I get my whoop to rearm midair? You're not zeroing the throttle. That's the thing that gets everybody. Yeah, if your throttle is zeroed, it will rearm. That is like the safety measure, right? Unless you have dual stage arming, in which case, yeah, it's a bigger pain in the ass. But you can use your throttle if you have dual stage arming. You can actually start using your throttle stick as a sort of faux dual stage arming. Just when you land, don't zero the throttle. Land and chop and just disarm and let it fall, and now your throttle will be at 5%, 10%, 15%, whatever, and then it won't let you arm. If your throttle is not zeroed, it won't let you rearm, or it won't let you arm. So like I've turned a bunch of folks onto that have they see me rearm in midair, and they're like, how the hell do you do that? And it's like, well, yeah, just use single stage arming, but use your throttle as your safety measure. And yeah, away we go. Some guy FPV says my 65mm Walksnail rig feels like it has power, just not agility. Yep, weight will do that. Are 0802 motors and maybe 35mm props worth the trade-off for power and weight? Absolutely not. The 35mm props are too heavy and just sort of unnecessary. As are 802 motors, 65mm Walksnail builds benefit the most from shaving weight. And one of the best ways to shave weight is to go from an 802 down to a 702. And then you're going to make up for the loss in stator volume by cranking the fucking kV to the moon. 36,000 kV, 40,000 kV, bare minimum 32,000 kV are magic for a heavy 65mm rig. The motors are as light as possible. The kV is through the roof, so you get a bunch of power out of them. The main point that you're going to suffer is runtime. And there's not a whole hell of a lot you can do about that because you're dragging around 6 extra grams. And yeah, when you drag around a bunch of extra weight, the runtime goes to hell. Luckily, Cinewhoop batteries are really cheap. You have to be on BT 2.0, no questions. And yeah, it kind of is what it is. So yeah, the focus on a 65mm Walksnail rig needs to be saving weight. That is the thing that will make it fly better than anything else that you can do. And then while you're at it, you might as well go bananas with the kV. That'll get you the power back. But yeah, what you're dead on the money. It feels like it has power. Meh. It depends on the kV of those 802 motors, but just not the 3 words, just not agility. That is a small propellered rig that is fat. Like the Walksnail VTX is horrendously heavy. 6 extra grams. The whole fucking rig only weighs like 18, right? You're adding 33% more weight. Think about that with a 5-inch rig. That's like strapping a goddamn Komodo Red to a 5-inch rig. Even my lightweight rigs, right? So 600 grams, 33% extra rig. That's an extra weight. That's 200 extra grams. Imagine a 5-inch rig hauling around a 200-gram camera. That's crazy. So yeah, the Walksnail VTX is just a ton of extra weight. So you need to try to shave weight anywhere that you can, and then go bananas on the kV just to get that power back. There's no reason not to. If it's too much kV, you can motor limit it down, and away you go. So yeah, that's how you do a 65mm Walksnail rig that's actually like competent. There's a bunch of live streams where I've experimented with a ton of different motors, and I've walked myself down that path. So yeah, just go to my channel, and everybody stop asking good questions. We got to get into the... FPV is full of stress. Terrible start. Welcome to FPV, brother. Whoever that is. Timo FPV. Go to my channel here, and there's a little magnifying glass here. Click it and type in 65 Walksnail, and it will find a shitload of live streams where, the 65mm Walksnail build begins. Will a 65mm Walksnail build rip? Lots and lots of content. But I just gave you the summation of hours and hours and hours and hours of testing. Where are we at here? Demo FPV says, what's up, gang? Gang. Drowning Kittens FPV says, why V3 versus V2 Cockroach? There was no V2 Cockroach, to be honest with you. There kind of was, but not really. The old school Cockroach frame is very heavy, and it's a little too brittle. So it's fat and it's not durable. You want to have one or the other. If it's going to be fat, it should at least be durable. If it's going to be light, it's probably not going to be all that durable. Unbelievably, the V3 Cockroach frame is both light and durable, which is just magic. It's a better frame in every single imaginable way. More durable, lighter, better. The duct height is like perfect. It's got it's just better in every way, just straight up. The old school Cockroach frame was designed 5 or 6 years ago. In that time, we've learned a lot. the Cockroach V3 frame was designed about a year ago. So yeah, just technology and us learning. My dad says, "Evening, gangly bastards." If you ever wondered why I am the way I am, I have that beautiful man to thank. Striker says 280 to 300 is the sweet spot, the same way 650 to 700, 5 inches, in my opinion. Yep, that's pretty much it. Although I like 5-inch rigs a little bit lighter than 650, but to each his or her own. David Ciotti says, PayPal? Oh, shit. A $10 PayPal from my dad. Thank you. He says, every Whoop camera. Let's do it. Where we at? Gear Fund. There we go. 115 to 125. Thank you, Dad. Very cool of you. I learned pretty much everything I know about soldering from my dad, and some things about electricity, but I don't really know very much about electricity, so I'm not gonna throw him under the bus on that one. Matty O, welcome to the Gangly Gang. Thanks for jumping onto the Patreon, my friend. You're gonna be in the Tiny Whoop and Toothpick giveaway in a little bit. I just need to get caught up on chat here. Nathan Otis says, I'm a noob. I gave DJI Goggles 2. What? I gave? Oh, got. I think he meant to say got. I got DJI Goggles 2. Am I locked out of the Whoop world until I get other goggles? Unfortunately, yeah, Nathan. The DJI O3 system, all of the DJI systems are just the VTXs are just way too heavy for tiny whoops. Technically, you can build a 2-inch tiny whoop with an old school Vista, but it sucks. It's way too heavy. It's not a true tiny whoop. If you try to fly it in the house, it's going to be a nightmare. You're going to break everything you own. It's just not realistic. Luckily, the used market has loads of Fat Sharks, which are just phenomenal goggles. You can get a set of goggles for like $150, $200. And then when you're done with them, you can sell them for probably the exact same amount of money that you paid for them. So think of it that way. Think of it as you need to rent a set of goggles and put a big down payment initially. And then, yeah, you'll have a proper set of analog goggles. Don't try to build a DJI Tiny Whoop. It's too heavy. The VTXs are too heavy. They're phenomenal for bigger stuff, but for these little guys, analog is king. Northern Tier says, I just finished the 65mm Walksnail rig. Totally amazing. It is. Isn't it unbelievable to get 1080-60 out of something that weighs like 25, 26 grams? It just like, it still blows my mind every time I fly one, how much video quality we can get out of something so small. Kevin Sumner says, drop the chart I use for comparing stator volumes in Livestream Live. Might be useful for others. There you guys go. That's over on my Patreon. There's a link to it on CiottiFPV. To get full access to the Discord, you do need to hop on to my Patreon, but you can do that for as little as $3 a month, which is like 7.5 cents per hour of live stream content that I do. So it's well worth it. You can also think of it like 10 cents a day. So, skip like 1/30th of your coffee. Skip one coffee every other month. And you can hop onto the Patreon, and you can save yourself probably way more than that, because the people that hang out on my Discord are incredibly intelligent, very, very knowledgeable, and they will catch you when you post like, hey, I'm about to buy this flight controller, and they'll be like, no, that's the one that catches on fire, and then you just saved hundreds of dollars from your rig going up in flames. So yeah, jump on board. You're going to love it. Striker says, I like DJI O3 for one reason only. Not having to run my Instago 3 would be great. Yeah, although I would actually argue that an Insta360 Go 2 or 3 has slightly better image quality, even though it's not technically 4K. When you actually look at the footage, like you can make a camera that's 100K that looks like ass. Lots of camera manufacturers do it. Sony was like notorious for it. They would have these stupid ass little point and shoot cameras that would have like double the amount of megapixels as like DSLRs, but then you look at the images and they look awful because they're noisy and grainy and disgusting. The 4K doesn't mean shit at this point. 2.7K from a proper camera, a proper sensor, with good noise handling and a bunch of other nerdy camera shit, is going to outperform a 4K camera. And so the Insta360 Go's are actually really, really nice. And, you know, hauling around an Insta360 Go with a dedicated FPV camera is going to give you the best of both worlds. It's going to give you a better FPV feed, and either the same or potentially better HD feed. The O3 system sacrifices a little bit of quality on both. It's not really like true 4K. Like you look at GoPro footage compared to O3 air unit footage, and you'll see exactly what I mean. They're both 4K, but the GoPro just looks better. So yeah, with the O3 unit, as amazing as it is, much like every other camera setup that we've ever had that tries to accomplish both FPV and HD, there's sacrifices on both ends. The FPV is not quite as good. The HD is not quite as good. The biggest sacrifice is that if you want to run 30 frames a second, which you do on the HD side, you're also going to get 30 frames per second on the FPV side, and that sucks. That's going to be extra latent. So then you have to hit this middle ground where it's like, all right, well, I guess I have to run the HD in 60 frames in order to get a big chunk of the latency taken out on the FPV side. Well, 60 frames in some cases, especially like bright daylight, can start to... there's weird cases, but yeah, 60 frames a second can look like a flip book. You want to try to be down at 30 frames. It's going to give you much more... It's going to let you to drop your shutter speed significantly, to get much more motion blur, which really, really, really looks nice. Every FPV video that you've looked at that's been like cinematic and has looked really impressive, not every, but most of them have been shot at 30 frames a second. So yeah, I'm a big proponent of separate HD cam, separate FPV system. All that being said, the O3 setup is phenomenal for what it is. Where are we at here? YouTube just did the thing, scrolling back up because that's my life. All right. Oh man, it's 11:10. I'm gonna get to these. I have to get caught up on the chat before I do the giveaways because we use the chat for the giveaways. So, come on. All right, went too far. Here we go. Right9 says, CiottiFPV has some great tip and also great advice. Thank you, dude. I don't know if you're making fun of me. I don't know if the tip statement is a dick joke. Stephen Woodruff says, frame giveaway. We're going to do that on Wednesday. Tonight we're going to do the big March giveaways. Kilo Zebra says, those tip vortices are what combined to give us the feeling of propwash. It's the multi-rotor version of Vortex ring state. Kilo Zebra is, or at least they're a big part of it. Kilo Zebra is going above my head. I'd not heard of Vortex ring state. Although that's a thing with, is that a thing with fixed rotor helicopters? I feel like I might actually have heard of that. Mr. Judd with a $5 super chat. He says, my battery ran down on the 4th ESC and bricked the 4 ESCs. Can I grab the hex file from a good AIO ESC configurator and put it on the damaged one? My battery ran down on the 4th ESC and bricked the 4... I'm assuming you meant it bricked the 4 channels. That doesn't sound right though. I've never had something like that happen. Can I grab the hex file from a good AIO ESC configurator and put it on the damaged one? I don't see why not. But I mean, you can also just go into the ESC, like if it's like either Blue Jay or BL Heli 32. Is it maybe not reading the version of the ESC, I guess? If that's the case, then yeah, I guess what you're saying makes sense. So yeah, try to grab the hex files from the exact same Sounds like it's an AIO. And then in either BL Heli 32 or Blue Jay, you can load a local file and then just load those directly onto it. I hope that helps, Mr. Dudd. If not, message me somewhere. CiottiFPV.com has all my contact info, and we'll get it figured out. Kevin Sumner says, philosophical question. At what point do you become an expert at something? I get a little itchy when someone calls me an expert at something because I always got something to learn. My quick answer would be when you know more than most. It's a pretty open-ended thing to say, but yeah. When you know more than 95% of people, I don't know, 99% of people, it doesn't take much to learn more than, especially nowadays, it does not take much to learn more about a subject than 99% of people. Yeah, I think that at that point you become an expert. It's probably also mixed in with, like, if people think that they can learn a bunch about something from you, they're going to consider you to be an expert. So yeah, that's what I'm going to go with. An interesting question. My dad says when you retire. Best. Mo FPV's in the house. He says, yo, happy Monday. Indeed it is. I'm about to be caught up on the chat. We can dive into the giveaways, my friends. My dad says, Striker said, does he have a video on how to access said sliders and how to tune? I don't, but they're just right there in Betaflight. Just go into Betaflight and go into the PIDs tab, and they're right there. Can't miss them. Betaflight, plug your quad in, connect, PID tab on the right side. You'll see it. It's in the middle. It says PIDs, and then the sliders will be right in front of you. Can't miss them. Adam Weston says, don't forget to tell him 180 angle 2. What's that mean? 180 angle? I don't remember what we were talking about at 10:59. Feel free to tag me. Do me a favor, Adam. Wait until the giveaways are over and then tag me again and give me a little bit more to go on. I don't know what we were talking about there. Today is March 4th. Thank you for the reminder, Dad. Some guy FPV says, in reference to the Walksnail rig, much appreciated. Currently swapped the 36,000 kV for 26,500 kV 0702s. Meteor airframe, stock dipole antenna, BetaFPV 5 amp AIO, HQ ultralight props, 24 grams. 24 grams? How the hell did you get it down to that? I don't think I've ever been able to get mine out of 25. I guess it's the Meteor airframe. That's really light, dude. You went down in KV. Interesting. I'm a power hungry lunatic. So yeah, I wouldn't go down that low. But dude, if you like the way it flies on the 26,500s, that's all that matters. That's really light, dude. 24 grams is really, really light. Also the antenna, you're using a dipole antenna. I run these True RC Singularity antennas, so that, I guess it makes sense. You're probably 24.99 grams, I'm going to guess. CMYK dropping the CiottiFPV.com link. Thank you, dude. Fly High FPV's in the house. What's up, homie? Bob Bruce says, whoop whoop, just got a package from CiottiFPV. Man, my mail comes late. Yeah, I sent that a while ago. Kilo Zebra says, vortex ring state isn't really an issue with fixed wing, but it definitely affects helicopters. Interesting. Fly High tagged me and said a bunch of interesting stuff. DJI 03 and Action 2 are both second tier image behind GoPro. That's a great way to put them. But if you can save all those grams, I'll take a little sacrifice. Yeah, fair enough. He also says, have you seen Squint's color grades on 03? I haven't, but I'm like an OG. I shot still. I've been shooting stills. I don't really do it much anymore, but I was shooting stills 25 years ago. So like color grade, I'm so old school with this that like the fact that it gets called color grading really bothers me because let's not go into that, but color correction is something that I've just been doing forever, and it's just, yeah, I'm super comfortable with it. On an 03. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've seen 03 footage that looks phenomenal, and Avada footage that looks phenomenal that's been properly color corrected. Yeah, the O3 for what it is, it's phenomenal. But just like you said, yeah, it's just not quite as good as GoPro. But yeah, you can get. I mean, you could with color correction, you can make Walksnail footage look really really good, as I've attempted to do. I have a hard time because I'm flying them. That drift car place is very dimly lit. And there are 3 different color temperatures going on in the room. So it's really, really difficult, and I'm not willing to spend a ton of time because it doesn't look that good. But yeah, O3 with proper color correction looks damn good, but GoPro looks better. O3 with proper color correction looks better than GoPro without. I will say that, and that's pretty impressive. Nate Adams says, I would say an expert is a person that knows and understands a subject and is comfortable problem solving when you don't know something. That's a really good point as well. Being able to problem solve, you have to really know something to be able to problem solve it. Kevin says, are you going to Castle Crash this year? I am indeed. Well, I am going to try incredibly hard to. It is on the calendar, but things can come up. There's the potential that something will come up that it will cost me money to go to Castle Crash. If something comes up that's going to make me a bunch of money, I have to prioritize that. And I hate that, but that's the situation that I'm in. I'm not independently wealthy. And so, yeah, I have to prioritize things that make me big chunks of money because they don't come around that often. So, yeah, but as long as nothing like that comes up, I will absolutely be there this year for sure. I felt terrible that I didn't go last year. Adam Weston says, for the disarm in the air question. A minute ago you'd said, don't forget 180 something or other. What does that have to do with it? 180? 180. Oh, right. In the config tab, the arming angle. Yeah. Make sure your arming angle is just turned off. Which you put it to 180 to turn it off. Good call, Adam. Thank you for that. Striker says, and then we're going to do giveaways. A Go 3 separate is nice, but an O3 no cam saves like 20 grams. That's the difference between 1404 and 1804 motors. Yeah, very true. That's one of the best things about the O3 system is that it saves weight, but it also protects the camera, which is really important as well. It's really nice to have your camera and your HD board fully enclosed in carbon fiber so you don't smash them. All right, here we go. It's giveaway time, my friends. We've got, and this is a chance to reward all the beautiful bastards that have joined my Patreon, even if they're not in the giveaways. One of the perks to joining my Patreon is full access to the Discord, and there is a text channel called the Video Collective in there. In the Video Collective, you can put your edits, and while I'm doing a couple little things behind the scenes here to get the giveaways set up, I will play 3 of those edits. The first of those edits is going to be from SafeZone FPV. It's called Tiny Whoop, Tiny Gap. So we're going to open this up. I have to mute the music because I'm not going to force you guys to use copyright-free music. The second one we're going to watch is Bob Bruce. It's called Tiny Whoop Crashing and Looping. Open that up real quick here. So yeah, I'm going to put my own music on top of this. And then third up is Sebi D FPV and Whoop Freestyle Practice. All right, very cool. You know what? I'm gonna leave your guys' audio in. To hell with it. Ah, God, no. Because if it's the exact wrong song, like if you guys pick a Led Zeppelin song, this whole stream will get donkeyed. So yeah, I really have to. Where's music? There it is. I really have to do it this way. Oh wait, no, I don't need to do that. Let's get out of here. And I'm going to play one of these. Let me just pick a decent one. Vox organ. What is rattling over on this side of the desk? It's been rattling for days, and just now, for some reason, I fixed it. I don't know about that song. What about this one? This is like completely copyright-free stuff. That's the least bad one, I think. What's up, B-Man? We're about to do giveaways. All right, cool. So here we go. We're gonna play these 3 videos while I click some buttons, and I'll be right back with the giveaways all set up. I need to pull this over. Wait, no, leave it on this screen. Pull this over, and right, and we got this and this, and here comes a link to the first one. There we go. Okay. All right. Wait, no. Hold on. I haven't done this in a minute. There we go. There we are. All right. I'll be right back, friends. I got to do some things. Look at that timing. All right, we are good to go. I just need to hit that button there, and there it is. All right, cool. We are all set. I will not use that song next time. It's a little repetitive. All right, cool. So here we go. Links to all 3 of these beautiful bastards are in the chat. Get your asses over. Give them some love. Subscribe to their channels. Give them some thumbs up. Leave a comment. and you can all guilt trip them into making more edits, because goddamn, we need more FPV edits, man. It's like FPV flight edits are kind of dead, and it's sad, man, because like there's a lot of motivation behind them. So yeah, let's push each other as much as we can to put more edits up, myself included. It's something that I need to do more as well. All right, that's good to go. This is good to go. We're gonna come over here to FPV raffle, and we shall go. That's good to go. Okay, cool. And there you go, friends. Here's what you're playing for. First up, we've got the $5 a month Cinewhoop and Toothpick tier. And this is just a whole bunch of really handy stuff. Whole bunch of fun stuff for you. We've got a ton of stickers. A lot of these stickers and a lot of these things are going to be in each one of these giveaways. So I'm going to hit it once, and then some of these are Cinewhoop specific. But yeah, the non-Cinewhoop specific stickers and other things I'm about to show you are in all 4 of these giveaways. So I'm going to only go through them once. We Bleed sticker. You don't want this. Oh, wait, no, yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. There's a cockroach frame in here. Lifetime warranty on the cockroach frames. Little frequency chart. Easy, phone, easy. Bunch of We Bleed stickers. Holographic, that one was upside down. It's a misprint. Cool little Happy Model sticker set. Brain 3D holographic sticker. Very cool little newbie drone sticker set. These long stickers go on the ducts around the front and the back of the ducts. They look really cool when you do that. Bunch of other We Bleed stickers coming at you. Broken Prop Crew. Bob Noxious sticker. Look at that. You know you want that. Look at that bearded bastard. Little soldering sponge, extra little soldering sponge for you. Very cool little newbie drone sticker sheet. This is me trying to figure out if I want to keep this or not. No, it can go. It can go. This is for you. This is for you. And then a Bing Bong F Your Life CMYK coaster. Those are the things that are going to be in pretty much all of these giveaways. Cool? I'm not going to hit those again. We Bleed rubberized little magnet fella. We've got an old brushed frame that's custom dyed from tinywhoop.com. Kind of fun. Fly a brushed build again if you have one. It's a wild experience. The best of all the canopies, Mobula 6 Smoke Crotch Gray canopy. We've got a solid pin PH 2.0. We've got a regular BT 2.0. And then the oh so tasty 180 degree BT 2.0. No, don't. We've got a set and a half of the Gemfan 1208 propellers in nice clear, which is the strongest because it's just plastic is clear. Cinewhoop motor screw set, a set of ultra rainbow tastic Gemfan 1235. I forget what these are, but these are the old school Gemfan props. Now 3. Nope, there it is. We got the 4th one. Very cool little We Bleed battery holder. I really dig this. It's got just enough space for like a ton of batteries, and it slides in your bag really nicely. We got one of these guys. And then we've got a Newbie Drone Cockroach 75. It's similar to the V3 frame, and it comes with the carbon fiber brace. And that is your Cinewhoop and Toothpick giveaway for this evening. Let's see who's going to win it. That's the right button. Look at me, I hit the right button. Here we go! Oh boy, the goat is sad as a son of a bitch. Brad Peck is on the left. He's hanging in. FPV as well. CMYK top left. He's still here. He's gone. Mike, nope. Just David on Patreon. Luckily, I can just type David into Patreon, and it'll come up with all of his info. David, congratulations. Let me make sure that that's not... I'm pretty sure that's not my dad, but let me just make absolutely sure it's not. Although, Dad, do you want to be in these giveaways? You're more than welcome to be in these giveaways. You've told me in the past to not include you. Let me just see who Just David is. Yep, nope, we're good. Cool. David, congratulations, my friend. You have won. I'm going to write your name down and then ship this on out to you. One of the biggest reasons I do these as Patreon giveaways is so that I can actually have your guys' addresses, since Patreon forces you to put them in there, and actually be able to ship these things out to you. When I did these giveaways, just like, hey, everybody in chat, I wouldn't get people's addresses and their packages would sit here for months and months and months. So yeah, doing them through Patreon is a much better bet. And it allows you to kind of pick which giveaways you enter and which ways you don't, right? If you only fly 5-inch and not Cinewhoop, what's the point of getting Cinewhoop parts, right? Congratulations again, David. Next up, we've got the 3-inch micro brushless and Cinewhoop tier. And so we've got a ton of those same stickers and that little foam pad for your soldering iron. But then we've also got a bunch of these little silicone nub bastards for putting on your XT30 leads, as made famous by Steele Davis. So a set of 4 of those, 2 red, 2 black, and my favorite Cinewhoop frame of all time, the Cinesplorer. Full Cinesplorer frame. The only thing you need to get are ducts. You can absolutely 3D print ducts. There's a whole bunch on Thingiverse. Or what I really like are the Stan FPV ducts and the Cloud 149 ducts. Whoever wins this, if you message me and say like, yo, what were those ducts? I'll let you know. But there are 2 incredible molded ducts available for the Cinewhoop that are a big part of the reason why the Cinewhoop is really the best of the Cinesplorer is the best of the Cinewhoop frames. Let's see who's gonna win the best Cinewhoop frame. God damn it, Jim. There it is. We got there. Better late than never. Dying Goat says that Kevin Sumner is in the top left corner hanging in. Ron T. Harnage is up there as well. CQBFPV just got blown away before my very eyes. Rodney is in the bottom right corner. He's gone. Frank Nicholas, bottom right. He's hanging in. Adam Cable. Adam Cable, you have won. Congratulations, my friend. Let me just write your name down here, and I will grab your address off of Patreon. Thank you, dude, for the support, and congratulations. You are getting a Cinesplorer. What do you think of that? Next up, we've got the 5-inch tier, and Jesus, this bag is heavy. It's got one big fun item in it, and that's why that I almost kept this, but I would not use it as much as someone else, so I'm going to let it go. We've got a bunch of 5-inch propellers. Dow Cyclone 5046 is an OG, awesome, really durable prop. These are the Gemfan 5152. If you want to go a million miles an hour, these are the props that you want. They're nuts. But you need a big-ass motor for these props, though. Think like 2507, something big and nasty. Dow 5045C, and then also Dow 5145C. You get to check out these. What does Dow say? Dow says that they use, is it Bosch plastic? I don't know. They have some, they're famous for saying like, we use such and such fancy surgical grade. I don't know if they say surgical grade, but they say that they use some fancy plastic, and you'll get to check that out with a bunch of these same stickers and solder sponge as the rest, and a CMYK. It's not a cup holder; it's a coaster. That's what it is. A set of 6 of these. I'm not going to grab the rest out, but 4 of the red and 3 of the red. And 3 of the black XT60 covers. And then we've got this really, really cool all-in-one charger by HobbyMate, Speed H6. This is a 700-watt charger. And it's got the power supply built in. If you do not have a charger with the power supply built in, get one. It's so nice to have when you're going on vacation, when you're just like going to a field that has power. It's just such a pain in the ass to take your individual charger with power supply setup. These are just so nice to have. It's got USB out so you can power up your phone, fan built in. Yeah, these chargers with like I said, if you don't have a charger with a power supply built in, it's important. Get it. It's got 2 USB outs. Maybe this is USB in to update the firmware. Yeah, HobbyMate Speed H6 with the cable in here. Get in there. All right, let's see who's gonna win. There, we're good. All right. What do? I hit this button? Hit this button. There we go. Here's everybody on this tier. And here we go. Bob Noxious, bottom left. He's still in it. Propellant FPV on the left. Bob Noxious is gone. Kevin Sumner, top left. Daniel Maurer next to him. Andre Bassett, top right. Veritas Weasel, top right. Patrick Scott off on the right. Frank Nicholas. It's going to be Daniel Maurer. Congratulations, my friend. One of the most OG folks in my little universe. Daniel Maurer just got himself a new charger. Congrats, brother. I didn't see him in chat today. He's been making moves, this guy. A-U-R-E-R. Congrats, my friend. Daniel is a audio engineer, and he got hooked up with a company that's doing some really wild stuff. He is Remy Tim on, Jackalope says the Remiest of the Timiest. And yeah, he's been super, super, super busy, which is awesome. And yeah, he's working for a company that's doing like big shows, and then he's setting up the audio for it. It's really, really cool stuff. Last but not least, we've got, I can't believe I just said last but not least. Why say that? Why not just not say that? We've got the Super Chat open to anyone based giveaway. It's $5 a ticket. You can do either a Super Chat or go to CiottiFPV.com and hit the PayPal link. You can buy as many tickets as you want. The big item here is a gangly fan in red, which I'll show you in a second. But ready, go. $5 per ticket. Get as many as you want. I'll put them on the thing, and away we go. So you're going to get all those same stickers, but then you're also going to get an M2 hardware kit with a whole bunch of different screw sizes and a bunch of little M2 nuts. You get this sticker sheet. You also get this. There are some different stickers in here. Really cool little Gem Fan sticker sheet. Gem Fan. What is this called? A battery strap? This is called a battery strap. And then you've got a tube of E6000 with a tiny little needle applicator tip. You've got a little bit of solder braid. This is how you want to remove solder. XT30 lead. Sorry, I was wrong. This is the real big item. The mega item are CiottiFPV M&Ms. They actually say CiottiFPV on them. My dad is a genius. You can go to mms.com, mms.com, and you can have M&Ms made with whatever you want written on them. Don't get something vulgar and send them to me. We've got a capacitor in here. I think it's a little 750. Who cares? It's a capacitor. It's a 470. I just saw it at the last second. XT30 lead. Maybe you need just one. I got you covered, man. Okay, cool. And then there's the sticker pack. Drop this stuff in here. Now, you've got 2 choices in shirt. If you are an extra large, I've got this one for you. If you are a medium, I've got this Fly Tribe shirt for you. If you're any other size, you get no shirt. It's just the way it is. You get either one or the other, or none. You pick. And then this is the oh so coveted item. We do one of these a month. This is the Gangly fan. It's just a fan, but it's gorgeous. It says Gangly fan on it, and if you're doing Cinewhoop things, you need to have one of these. Barrel plug here, on-off switch, feed it 2S and it spins up enough, feed it 3S and it goes full stank, or you can go on Amazon and get a little power supply that has a barrel plug on it, and away you go. You can plug it into a wall and just gangly fan your ass off. It's going to work for keeping your Walksnail stuff from melting down. It's also going to work as a solder extractor. You just stand it up like this, and it'll blow all the solder fumes away so you don't die. You don't really have to worry about it because we don't solder enough stuff for it to be a thing, but it still smells like ass, and it's not great for you. Yeah, Gangly fan for life, my friends. Very, very cool stuff. Shout out to Douglas Otwell for making these and donating them. It is very, very cool of him. And yeah, they're just super fun. Such a nice little thing just to have floating around. The fact that you can run it off of a... so it's barrel plug, so run it off goggle batteries, right? Goggle batteries are typically 2S or 3S, and they plug right in here, and it's fully, wireless. It's a wireless fan. Isn't that a crazy thing? But mainly, it's the Gangly fan. Come on now. It looks cool. It sounds cool. I don't know if it really sounds cool, but you want it. Christ. Why do I have to sell it so hard? I don't? Oh, okay. Well, I'm just doing it for fun then. All right, you guys got 60 more seconds, and then I'm going to start... Well, no, you got more than that, because I need to start adding people to the thing, and that's going to take more than 60 seconds. So, yeah, go, go, go. You got time, but go, go, go. There it is. The gangliest of fans. There are only, like, the true value. Can you guys tell when I'm about to just... Is it super obvious when I'm about to just start saying dumb shit? The true value in the Gangly fan is in its exclusivity. Only like 5 exist. That's really it. You ain't shit if you don't got a Gangly fan. That's not true. Practically no one has one, so by that rationale, everyone ain't shit. Here we go. I'm going to start putting people on the wheel. If you don't hear me call your name, then I've somehow missed you. Tag me in the chat and be like, yo, 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 you missed me. It's all good. Striker with a $4.99 super chat. He's going on the wheel. I'm going to give one mass thank you at the end to everyone, rather than thanking everybody individually. FPV Flyer with a $10 super chat. He's going on there twice. I'll do this too so you can see me adding them. Bob Bruce with a $10 super chat. He says, give me 2 this time. I'm needing a Gangly fan, my friends. Thank you, Bob. Scott FPV with a $5 super chat. He says, 1 for me, sir. You got it, my friend. I almost didn't put Bob on there twice. I didn't put FPV Flyer on there twice. Crackerjack operation we got going on around here. Look how quick I caught myself, though. Damn, I'm good. Stavel with a $10 super chat. He says X2. Let me forget to put Stavel on here twice. Damn it, I didn't forget. That's the key right there. A couple people doing PayPals. We're going to jump in there in a second. Slow Cal FPV with a $5 super chat. He says, 1 for me, please. You got it. There you are. Riot 9 with $2 Australian. He says, 5 is too rich for my blood. $2 for a quarter cheeseburger. Thank you, Riot 9, for being as crazy as ever. Jackalope FPV with a $5 super chat. And a little picture of a bunny. You're on there, my friend. Sleepy CBR. He's going on the wheel. Nope, it's not a wheel anymore. He's getting a ticket. There's your ticket, my friend. Mr. Dud, you're going to have to copy and paste that probably really good question one more time when I'm done doing these giveaways. Stephen Woodruff, you're getting a ticket. He says, 1 ticket, please. You got it, my friend. B-Man with $9.99. He says, do it. You're getting 2. I'm going to do it twice. Once. Twice. Adam Weston with a $5 super chat. He needs a Gangly fan. I will cross my fingers for you, my friend, but no promises. There's your ticket. Good to go. You guys... Oh, you didn't get to see YouTube do the thing, but YouTube did the thing. Pequeño Frijole with a $5 super chat, no comment, but he's going on the wheel. Here we go. Northern Tier with a $10 super chat. He says, fan. 2 chances. Once. Twice. Here we go. And David Ciotti with a $5 super chat. He says, 1 for Riot 9. Dad, Riot 9 is on the other side of the world. But you know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. What the hell? Let's do it. Ciotti's got your back, yo. Always have your back. Big Friend with a $5 super chat. You're getting a ticket. Thank you, dude. Thank you, everybody, for the super chat support. Now let me jump over into my email. And we'll get the PayPals added on here. And away we shall go. So everybody that did super chats, you should already be on the wheel. If not, speak up, please. Joshua Ulmer with a $5 PayPal. He's going on the wheel. It's not a wheel. We used a wheel for a long time. And it's just absolutely burned into my brain. For MacFPV, from MacFPV for drawing. You got it, Josh. I put you on there on your regular name. Metal Dirtskin says... Metal Dirtskin says, 2 for me and 0 for Danzilla because he's banned. Danzilla, for anybody that wasn't watching Joshua's stream before this, Danzilla was mouthing off in there. I don't know if he was really mouthing off, but I'm sure there was some element of mouthing off. And it's Blunty. He's just had it. It's Blunty has just had it with Danzilla for some reason. And he timed him out. You guys are the fucking best. John Ray. 0 for Danzilla because he's banned. Such a dick move, but I love it so much. It's all in good fun. For anybody that none of this is malicious. It's all in good fun. Metal Dirtskin says in the chat, any joke is funnier if you run it all the way to the ground. It's so fucking true. Alright, this is only funny for like 5 people at the beginning together. Kevin Fondren with a $15 PayPal. Thank you, brother. He's going to the wheel 3 times. God, that's great. 1, 2, 3. Oh, shit. That's terrific, man. God damn it. That's great. Steven Steinbaker, CiottiFPV with a $10 super chat. He says 1 for each of the 2 newest patrons, and he put like 18 eggplants in there. All right, hold on. 2 newest patrons. That's going to be Mario F. He jumped on at 11:41. Mario F., congratulations. You, thanks to CiottiFPV, are getting a ticket to the gun show. It's the worst gun show ever because I got tiny little spaghetti arms. But, you know, you won't get hurt. That's what's nice about my gun show. You won't die. It's great. It's the kind of guns that I like. Airsoft guns for life, man. Get rid of real stuff. Get airsoft guns. And then there was somebody that jumped on earlier. And I gave them their shout out. And that person's name is Matty O. Matty O. Thanks to CiottiFPV, you might win a Gangly fan. There it is. All right, I did a thing. My dad sent $10 and he says 1 each for the timestamp doers. Oh, hell yeah. Awesome. So that is Apache Smoke and Quadbod. QUAD BOD. These are the two beautiful people that do the timestamps for all of these live streams. What an awesome idea. God damn. If you guys ever wondered why I, am like somewhat clever, a lot of that has to do with my dad. He made me. Frank Nicholas with a $30 PayPal. He's going on the wheel 6 times. He wants a gangly fan, and he will stomp everyone else's dreams if he has to in order to make that happen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Awesome. Thank you, Frank. Frank Nicholas is also a super generous dude. The red extra large shirt that somebody might win is courtesy of Frank Nicholas. Kevin Sumner, though. Oh my God. Kevin Sumner with a $50 super chat. He says 10 for the most recent patron and none for me. Holy shit. Okay, so that is Mario F. Mario F, it is your lucky day, brother. You're getting 11 tickets. I hope you're in the chat. Mario, are you in the chat? So you're on there once. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You better be in the chat, Mario. You got hooked up by both CMYK and Kevin Sumner. Damn. All right, that one's good to go. And all right, cool. Should be caught up. If you are supposed to be on here, but you're not, you got to be quick. You got to tag me like right now, and let me know. So hurry up, tag me as quick as you can. Everybody should be on here though. Danzilla the Terrible. Yeah, Danzilla the Terrible is like Riot 9's shipping Sherpa. So if Riot 9 wins, I'll ship to Danzilla and then he'll ship to Upside Down Land because it's way cheaper from Canada, since, I don't know, Canada just doesn't hate the rest of the world like Cheeseburger Land here is. Oh, Mo is... I didn't know that. Nice. Damn. Mo FPV, you might get the gangliest of fans tonight. You are the... you're going to have mad tickets, my friend. Here we go. Hey, by the way, if you guys don't know Mo FPV, what the fuck is wrong with you? Follow Mo FPV on YouTube and Instagram. He puts out awesome content, and he's just a funny, like, clever, charismatic fella. So yeah, get your asses over there. It's been way too long since I screamed the F word into the live stream. Here we go. Goat is ready. Full screen. Mic. Let's see if Mo shall win or if somebody with a single entry will topple the Titan. Who's it gonna be? Frank Nicholas is on the top right corner. Ooh, at the last second, he gets blown away for Slow Cal FPV. A single ticket purchaser has won. Slow Cal, you got some work to do, my friend. Maybe. Slow Cal, if I can type Slow Cal FPV into Patreon and you will come up, you're cool. Because your info will be there. If you're either not a patron or if on Patreon you're not under SlowCal FPV, you need to message me. Head on over to CiottiFPV.com. There's a whole bunch of ways you can get in touch with me. Say, yo, this is SlowCal FPV. I'm going to rate SlowCal FPV. That's all I know you by. I'm going to write that down on here. But yeah, you need to message me and say, yo, it's SlowCal FPV. Here's my name. Here's my address. Here's my phone number for, not phone number, email address for tracking. And if there's anything in this package, for all of you guys that won, if there's ever anything in the packages that you really don't want that like you're going to throw away, let me know. And I'll take it out of the package and we'll put it into the next set of giveaways. Congratulations, SlowCal. Yo, for everybody that got in on this, thank you guys so much. Super generous. Let me just concentrate on writing for a second. SlowCal FPV. There it is. SlowCal, you out there? There you are. Oh, shit. That's right. That's right. Cool. I'll get it from you tomorrow. Awesome. Hey, SlowCal, do you want one of these shirts? Do you want either this extra large shirt, I'll ask you tomorrow, or this medium? These are your options. Fly Tribe shirt. These are the two that I got at the moment. Thank Thanks for playing, everybody. You guys are the goddamn best. What we got? A couple minutes. We gotta fly. We gotta fly. We gotta fly. Fly, 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 fly. Good night, Dad. Thanks for hanging. Thanks for the super generous everything for my entire life. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Do I have 6 charged? I do. Ooh! Hockey Rounds with a $5 super chat for the whoop cams. Thank you, brother. Whoever it was that I told to repost your question, go ahead and repost your question. And I'll hopefully answer it while I'm tiny whooping. I'm going to use my new Goggles. Let me guess. It's going to not... This isn't going to work. Yep, I have to unplug the VRX again. Why? Why is it... Why? What has changed that has forced this unplug and replug behavior? It used to do this all the time, and then it stopped, and now it started again. That shit ain't right. That's not how things are supposed... That's not how electronics are supposed to work. God damn. What's happening here? Oh, look at these goggles. Man, are they heavy. Heavy ass HDZero, but beautiful HDZero goggles going onto my big dumb face. Okay, here we go. Mobula 6 2024. About to suffer 6 more batteries of abuse at the hands of your gangliest gangle and all the jangle McDangles. Now with 100% more HDZero goggle. You're not going to get to see the HDZero goggles because I can't figure out why the hell it doesn't do the thing. But Nate Adams says, how do you transport your Cinewhoop stuff? Box, dedicated backpack, shoulder bag. I use my gigantic BP3X. Demo FPV and a social security number. Which is kind of overkill, but, you know, why not? Mainly because, you know, I've got like goggles and the transmitter in there, and they're gigantic, and then it just gives me all the space in the world. All right, come on, ELRS. There it is. Here we go. I got nice, cool air blowing on my eyeballs. It's not going to DVR it because I don't have a memory card in it. That's kind of silly. Let's throw this memory card in there. This will actually really be nice to have some DVR of me flying, proper DVR of me flying around. I like that. All right, here we go. Let's see if I fly better with the HDZero goggles. No, nope. I did that on purpose. That was a joke. Oh my god! I completely missed the gate. Here's what I was trying to do. Oh god, that's what I was trying to do. But I just, I got used to the 40,000 kV motors, and these are not 40,000 kV motors on here. Oh god! Oh boy! This thing is a little bit heavier too because of the True RC Singularity antenna. So I'll need to adjust a little bit. So here's the new little cube. I don't know. It's kind of cool. I don't love it, but I don't hate it either. Oh my god! All right. So adjusting to the Mobula 6 2024. Oh my god! It flies good, I swear. Oh no! Who put that gate there? For 28,000 kV motors, this thing is a goddamn miracle. Yeah, let's just smash right into the side of the couch. That's good. Oh, missed the hanging gate. Wait, am I right side up? I'm right side up. Okay. Oh boy. I really did get used to those 40,000s. This thing feels dead to me. It's not, though, and it does feel light. Ah! Oh, look at that throttle resolution there down the bottom of that dive. Yeah, this is going to feel nice from a throttle resolution standpoint. Let's do some down and dirty tight flying. What do you say? That's what this is going to do better than the big crazy throws. This is a fairly old and beat up battery, which is why we're not going to get that crazy like 4.5 minute runtime out of this thing. 324. Yeah, we're ready. Let's get this old ass battery out of here. And I think the next 5 are relatively fresh. Nope, here's another old battery. That's a big old hair that motor picked up. All right. Come on, get in there. All right. Okay. Somebody commented on the crash testing video. I have no idea when the 40,000s will be available. I only know that they will be available. And they said that I was wrong about the motors being the motor shafts being bent, and that the problem was that I had. They said that there was hair in the motors, which there was, but I cleared it out at the end of the live stream. And they also said that I probably had hair in between the motor bell and the stator. And I'd never really thought about that or experienced that. So close. So I checked it, and that was not the case. There was no hair in there. But yeah, I did make it a point to, because I don't know, I thought sometimes if I'm not 100% sure about something, I will, like, I'll investigate. I won't just write it off and be like, no, I know what's what. Man, I hit that hard. I hope I didn't hurt anything. Looks fine. We've investigated at high speed, like. So yeah, I took like a half an hour to really get every single hair out of the motors, and it didn't. Nothing changed. So, but yeah, that was about the most satisfying thing ever. That hit the. I hit one of the jam blocks here. See if I can get on the cowbell. There we go. More cowbell for the cowbell lovers. Oh God. Didn't need to hit the bottom there. That was kind of silly. Oh, man. These goggles are kind of sitting weird on my face. It's hurting my nose a little bit. Hold on. Just had to readjust. We good. Get out of here. Ah! I just love letting those hang like that. And very often I get a little carried away with them. And I got real carried away with that one. All right, 2 down, 4 to go. Let's keep it on boil, as we used to say in race car world. Here we go, another old battery, but then it's gonna be no. There's only 2 fresh batteries. I pulled all the old batteries out of the stack for some reason. I think it's after 12, so it's probably a good thing. Oh no, it's giving me I don't understand the memory card little message. Let's pop it out and back in. See if that goes away. Yep, now it's good. Hey, now it's recording. Well, I didn't fly for shit on those 3 anyway, so we're fine. Still figuring out what the buttons do on this thing. All right, so that's the start and stop recording button. Got it! All right. Let's stop throwing this thing around and let's play around with okay. Let's play around with crashing into things. That's a good idea. Now let's play around with mega throttle resolution stuff. Ugh! I love doing that. I used to be... Get off of me. I used to be so good at that. It's this weird, like, yaw-tastic move under the coffee table. You can do that when you go under stuff because you're going to use the... So I can use the bottom of the coffee table to reference off of. Or I can just fly like total ass and crash into it over and over again. The underside of this coffee table is very low. There it is. So yeah, you can use like the bottom of the coffee table as your reference point. Yeah, good. This works well. Some nights I got it, some nights I don't. I thought it might drop in there, but I kind of bailed on it at the last second. Hold on a second. It feels like I don't have much throttle expo in here. No, I've got a bunch. Is it set properly? Is 35 the right amount? I don't know. It feels like this rig has worse throttle control than the rest. 40, 35. Let me raise it up a little bit. Might be a little bit too low. It's the midpoint is really, really important. Just moving the midpoint up 3 points like that can make a massive difference. Maybe it's a little bit better. Oh, you know what it is? It's the up tilt. It's the up tilt. So I talked about this. This one of the only things I don't like about this Mobula 6 2024 canopy is the least amount of up tilt you can get is like 20 degrees, and changing your up tilt will can easily drastically throw you off. The problem with too much up tilt when you start flying backwards is you don't get much of the ground in view because the camera is you're tilting back to fly backwards, right? So I'll put an ultimate freestyle tiny whoop up in the air next, and you'll kind of see what I mean. So when I fly backwards with this thing, look how little of the ground there is to reference off of. See how the ground is all the way down in the bottom? It just makes it harder to fly slowly backwards when you've got a whole bunch of up tilt. Oh! I tried to force it. Never force it, friends. Oh boy. The throttle resolution is actually really good on this rig, but trying to do the backwards shit with a bunch of up tilt is really difficult. You want low up tilt, like, you know, Cricket, the guy that's like most famous for a lot of backwards flying, flies 0 up tilt. And right now we're at like 20 degrees, which is A, more than what I'm used to, which is probably the biggest part of the problem. But B, it's just too much. It's too much for like really accurate backwards flying. Last battery I'm gonna fly is gonna be on an ultimate rig with less up tilt, because the old school Mobula 6 canopy allows you to really go down low to like 10 degrees of up tilt, which is just magic. These goggles are hurting my nose right now. I wonder if you can see it. They're rubbing on, wow, a hell of a mark. It's this strap. When goggles get heavier, you have to run the straps tighter. It's partly me just being spoiled by super lightweight Fat Shark goggles, but yeah, the strap being so tight is pulling these on my face, and then the Velcro, right, that's under the foam padding is like rubbing on my nose and like really kind of bothering me. But luckily, I've got a set of newbie drone foam, which is very similar to what's already on here, but also pyro drone foam. So I will try both of these out and report back. But for right now, I will just suffer through the Velcro mangling my nose hairs. I don't know. Okay, enough of these annihilated batteries. Now we're going to fly a fresh battery, and we'll start throwing this thing around the room a little bit. Nope, one more old battery. One more old and moldy battery. Ant says, no, we got that. Apache Smoke is in the house. Thanks for hanging, brother. Okay, good. Caught up on chat. 3 more batteries, friends. 2 of them in the Mobula 6 2024. 1 of them in the Ultimate Freestyle Tiny Whoop. I don't know which one, but this is the performance you can actually... wait, no, this is another old battery. Here we go. Oh, God, no! Hey! See if I can get used to this. Almost. I moved the couch forward, so this gap here is bigger. this shelf here has moved forward like a bunch. Here you can see. I moved the coffee table and the couch forward this much. See the divot on the left there? See that? That's the old divot. And now the leg is up here. I think you can see this divot a little bit better. Yeah, there you can really see it. There's the old divot on the left, and then there's the new thing. It's much nicer. Being able to drop down in here is kind of nice. So maybe I'll use these ever so slightly too small for me to constantly hit the gaps in them. Newbie drone gates a little bit more. My favorite thing to do with these newbie drone gates is that, oh, you bastard, you got me, is this. Ah, it'll be a lot easier to do that. And I might actually be able to do that dive and get out of it like that. Ooh, that's cool looking. Hold on. Okay, yeah. All right, so if I do that with some rotate. If I do this with some rotation. Okay. Screw you two. Oh my god, no, don't you dare go back behind there. Oh, this is unrecoverable. You found the one spot. The one spot. All better. Okay, here we go. Oh my god, I tried to just leave it like super late. My god, I'm completely addicted to like throwing things in the air and just like slowly letting them rotate so that you can really like let your eyes track what's happening. Oh, nope, this battery's done. All right, that's the last old and moldy battery. Now we're gonna go to a fresh battery so you can get an actual idea of the runtime and power to expect out of a Mobula 6 2024 with GemFan 1219S tri-blades on it. These props are great on this rig. Really durable, great power. They make up for the lower KV. I really, really, really dig them. Here we go. We're actually going to go upstairs and really fire this thing around. The rug has also gone upstairs, so the crashes will be way more violent. Look how cool it looks up here without the rug. Just this nice dark flooring all the way across. Look at that. Oh my god, that looks so cool. A lot of the lights are off up here. This camera's doing a good job, but yeah, man, the floor makes it look a lot darker up here too. Oh god, no! Oh god, no! Oh! That was a pretty good hit. Ah, I'm trying to do the all around the room wall ride. I really wanted to bring it into the corkscrew. Here we go. Oh, I missed it by a lot. Try it again. Nope, 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 nope. The continuation of the absolute abuse of this poor rig. Here we go, going in! Oh! I just went full throttle and just, like, prayed, essentially, on that one. Ow, you bastard, you. Get out of there! Oh my god, what am I doing? Oh, I lost the antenna. I for sure lost the antenna. Alright, hold on. I don't want this VTX to explode. Yeah, the antenna popped off. Now we get to play a fun game of where did the tiny little singularity antenna go? But instead, I'm just going to throw another extra lightweight antenna on here, and we're going to fly the rest of this battery. So hold on one second. Let me just put this in here. And the singularity antenna, the ultra short, was a little bit too short, but I said to hell with it because I was bringing this to the drift car place. That was not the best idea. For that kind of stuff, it's fine, but for this really hard freestyle, yeah, that antenna is not a good fit. Literally. Is that on there? Nope, that ain't on there. Come on. Get into... Are you too good for your home? Answer me. I love where they put this UFL port from like a durability standpoint, but I hate where they put it from a swap the antenna out without taking the canopy off standpoint. But I would rather them put it here, and because you don't really swap these antennas all that often. Is that on there? That's on there. Yep, that's on there. Cool. Fly the rest of this battery, and then we'll switch to an Ultimate Freestyle Tiny Whoop, just to give you a little bit of comparison. All right. It's a shame you're not going to get to see the total runtime, unless somebody noticed what the runtime was, maybe. Oh, my God! Such a difference with a proper battery. Ooh, what you know about that, my friends? You don't know nothing about that. Man, that I'm not used to that gate being there. I think the battery's going dead on these goggles right now. It's making a weird clicking noise. Look at that, man. This is a fucking bind and fly. Come on! How can a bind and fly throw itself across the room like that? How is that pot? Look at that hit it just took. Jesus. Whoa. I don't know if I like this gate here. Oh, God. Ow! I tried to get really freak nasty with it, and it got freak nasty with me. These goggles are going beep, beep. Oh, so close. Gotta try it again. Gotta try it again. This is my new move. Figured it out the other day. Oh my God, I almost went over the damn thing. That would have been wild. Rock back and forth. Yeah, good. Oh man, I'm throwing it too high. What's happening? Oh! There it is. Suck it, Trebek. Let's do it one more time. Ugh! Not quite. Almost. No, no, no. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Nope, we're good. Look at them socks. Who you know that got socks like that? Okay. Close. Nope, 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 not enough. I do not miss having the one extra gate hanging up here. Those little nipples there. Backwards dive, like, I got a secret for you guys. Backwards dives are stupidly easy. Like, there's just nothing to it. You just drive into a thing, and then just look up and chop the throttle. Like, there's nothing to it. And then you just wait, like, a quarter of a second, and then you just blast the throttle, and you get out of it. It's so, I'm very shocked that more people, like, so many people are like, oh God, backwards dives are like so impressive. Like, no, they're really not. 2 minutes and 25, even after we flew it upstairs a whole shitload and smashed the balls out of it. Crazy runtime. Crazy. Crazy little tiny whoop. Really impressive. All right. Ultimate Freestyle Donkey. Here we go. These goggles are going bananas. They got the fans wailing away. We're going to fly the 32,000 kV one, because that's the one that I'm most comfortable with, and, yeah, I just like flying it. So now I'm going to dive back into that, see what I did there, dive? I'm going to do some of that backwards stuff again, to kind of show you what I mean about how magic low up tilt is for flying around backwards. Nice metal dirt skin. Oh, yeah, right. VTX is on its way out, but it'll be fine. As soon as it arms. Oh, I need to change the module. Hang on. Just hold on, goggles. One more battery. One more battery. Come on. You can do it. Just relax. You guys hear him beeping? Here. Put it near the mic. Hear that? That's what the goggles are doing. I think that's what they do when the battery is getting low. I don't have any indication on screen, though, that the battery is low. Kind of weird. Whoa! Easy, big fella. Easy. 32,000 kV motors on this. This is the old school Ultimate Freestyle Tiny Whoop. Wow, lots more power. Oh! Hold on. Let me adjust. The extra kV really is something, man. My God. Oh, God! I love 32,000 kV. It's just that little bit extra of, like, magical maniac power. Yeah, so look at it. Look how much more of the ground is in view when I'm flying backwards with this rig. And having that extra little bit of ground, it helps me to manage my elevation, right? Because, like, the ceiling, when you fly backwards really low, the ceiling is a little bit too far away to reference off of. So you do have to reference off the ground, and yeah, a little bit less up tilt is super helpful. I don't do this often enough. I used to be way better at flying around here backwards. But yeah, my favorite. Everybody stop attacking me. My favorite is this little, man, I am flying like a true man of no genius tonight. What is going on? Why is everybody eating me? Please stop. There's just these little dances that I used to be really good at doing under this coffee table, and I've not done them for a while. And I need to start doing them again, so that's what I'm doing right now. You fart bag bastard! Oh, now I'm all thrown off. This coffee table is so hard to fly around. It's a small coffee table. It's very low to the ground. But I love the way it looks, and I love when I get that stuff just right. And that, oh my God, the quick power loops around it, although I guess that's not... Yeah, that's what I want. I want you to stick to it like a jackass. Man, the catch of the higher kV motors is something else entirely. Suck it, Trebek! Ah, I thought I could maybe sneak it in between those, but I got denied. Ow. Oh, no! Alright, we're going to leave it there. That battery is sufficiently discharged. I think this goggle battery is low. Let's check it. Let me check this goggle battery and see if that's what that noise is. Yep. Goggle battery's low. Man, these goggles... Jesus. Okay. Maybe I was so excited by the goggles last week that I didn't notice that they were so uncomfortable, but tonight these were not a comfortable pair of goggles. The weight is pushing down really hard. Jesus. I'm willing to put up with it for being able to fly analog on the big screens, but yeah, I need to try some different foam on these goggles for sure. Whatever the foam is that's on them right now is not brilliant. And it looks a lot like the newbie drone foam, but it might not be. I don't know. I'll get back to you on Whoop Wednesday. Speaking of Whoop Wednesday, your reward for staying to the end is, God damn. Your reward for staying to the end is that it's looking like this Whoop Wednesday, I'm going to tear apart a DJI Avata and put it into an Axis carbon fiber frame one of my client who flew me to do the cinematic work in Los Cabos, Mexico. Yeah, he's paying me to do it, and I said, okay, I like money and know how to build things, so yeah, pray for me. Because I just have like internet videos to go off of, and I've never done it before. But I talked to Murders FPV, and he's like, yeah, you just remove a bunch of screws and put it all back together. So I'm cautiously optimistic that it'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. MoFPV says, if it's stock foam, upgrading to Skyzone 04X did a lot for me for comfort on the HDZero. Riot9 says, thoughts on open IPC, kidding, lol. And then Kilo Zebra says, somebody needs to make a supercut edit of all the names CiottiFPV calls himself in his aircraft when he's frustrated. And then Metal Justin says, forgot to tell you, my Happy Model Whoop AIOs from AliExpress made it, and they look like the real thing. Very cool. What was the deal with them? Were they cheaper? We were worried that they were knockoffs because they were even cheaper or something. Ant says, any idea when the 40,000 KVs will be available again? They've actually never been available. They were just prototypes given out to a bunch of people. But yeah, I don't know when they will actually be available, but they will be available. Apache and Apache Smoke Wound. So Apache Smoke Wounded Sniper, what's up, homie? Thank you for all the hard work that you do on the timestamps. You're amazing. I love you. You guys are the best. Thank you for all the support tonight. I will see you on Whoop Wednesday, and we will tear apart in Nevada and, in theory, get it back together. It has to go back together because I have to mail it out Thursday. So hopefully I can get it done in the stream. If it's not going well, I might need to end the stream early so I can really focus and get it done, because it has to be done Wednesday night. But I mean, I'm up all night anyway, so I can stay up until the wee hours if I need to. Thanks for the support, my friends. I love you. Bye-bye. I'm not ready. Hold on, please. Greenville Dives? No. We played that last time. Stadium. Here we go. Yeah. Here comes some 5-inching. Oh, this is like the worst battery of this day. I was literally practicing something in this battery. I'm not going to make you watch that. There we go. All right, people, be good. Later.